you know, just anything. But I mean, there's many positives. You know, one of the things I don't think we do enough as counselors is really giving the alcoholic and addict enough credit in the first place for even sitting in that chair, right? If you're in early recovery and you're in treatment and you're sitting in that chair, that's huge. Do you realize that only about 1 in 10 alcoholics or addicts ever get help? 1 in 10 ever get help. I've done, you know, a lot of advocacy work, and we've been trying to get licensure for counselors here in California for years. And I was actually in D.C. At Advocacy Day up there, and was listening to Patrick Kennedy do a talk. He was promoting parity, so, you know, to end discrimination against alcoholics and addicts in the insurance and all that. And he cited a study that said 2 in 10 alcoholics that seek treatment ever get help. That's deplorable. Somebody has been using or drinking for years, and they finally decide that they want to get treatment, and they call around and try and get treatment, and only 2 in 10 ever get it? That's horrible. So that's actually one of the reasons why I wrote the book Enough Already, A Guide to Recovery from Alcohol and Drug Addiction, is so that people who can't afford treatment can at least have some information and learn how to use the community resources to get sober, right? You know, I get a phone call at our agency, you know, and somebody maybe takes years to finally make this phone call, right? And if they don't have insurance or they don't have the money to pay for our treatment center, I have to refer them out to funded programs, right? And these funded programs, you ever referred to a funded program or called one? What's the average waiting list? About 3 or 4 weeks at least, right? How many alcoholics and addicts do you think are going to wait on a waiting list for 3 or 4 weeks when they finally have decided to get sober? That window of opportunity for the alcoholic or addict who finally decides to get treatment is often very small, right? So the hope was when people, you know, who get that call and they need to refer them to one of those funded programs, and knowing they're just giving them an empty referral and that they're not going to get into these programs, that they can refer them to Enough Already, and knowing they're giving them a resource that they can use right away.